What a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Suggs in at the point guard position. It's Nembhard on the wing. For three, Siakam. Indiana moving the ball around. Takes a three. Orlando grabs the miss. Wagner left side. From past the arc. Knocks down the three ball.
Franz Wagner is a very capable offensive player. Knock down those deep shots, young sir.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle, and we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. See if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul.
Despite his young age, we know Jalen Suggs has proven to be a tremendous leader. His teammates love playing with this guy.
Pass to Caldwell Pope. Launches a three, and again it's Orlando with the three.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively, but where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. But giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior. Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Halliburton against Suggs. Out to Turner. For three, Siakam. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Well, you love the confidence from Pascal Siakam. Ready on the catch, rise and fire. Nicely done.
And it's Wagner missing. For Indiana, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Halliburton passes to Turner. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Orlando's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's foul number 2 for him. T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for Halliburton. Fires the three. The Magic again can't hit. Wagner's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. And the wide open shot from McConnell. And a miss there on the triple. Caldwell Pope outside. Pope loose and stolen by McConnell. Over to the wing, beyond the arc. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Outside for Caldwell Pope. Stolen by McConnell. Out to the wing. Neesmith, the pass to Nembhard. Here's McConnell. Pass to Neesmith. 6 to shoot. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
And Indiana making a change here. Matherin's checked in. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Orlando. Black comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Some changes for Indiana. Jarris Walker, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Toppin comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Shepard subbed in for Andrew Nembhard. Count that one from Toppin.
Wow, from the arc, Toppin shoots with real authority. You can tell it's an area of the floor that he's comfortable.
Pass to Bitadze. For three, Harris. Here's De Silva. Back to Isaac. Out to the right wing. Can they get it? Another miss by Orlando. Stolen by McConnell. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Matherin. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And Isaac throws it down.
Well, when you've got big-time athleticism and power, Jonathan Isaac, be aggressive at the cup.
Here's Walker with the drive, and Walker throws it down.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Pass to Bitadze for the three. Sinks the triple.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
McConnell kicks to Toppin. 30 seconds left to play in the first. On the wing, Matherin. And again, it's Indiana.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Great positioning on the putback.
Jonathan Isaac is always so quick to the basketball. You can see his burst getting after that board and getting the putback.
Here's Shepard. The three. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Pacers. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Tyrese Halliburton is out there with T.J. McConnell. And it's Matherin in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for Indiana. You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
And the Pacers with possession here. Magic knocking down the tray. Siakam kicks to McConnell. Isaac with the steal. Here's the break. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball, and I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, that means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. And some changes here for the Pacers. Neesmith comes in for Benedict Matherin. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Nembhard's shot is good.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
The tray, and Indiana, another three.
So good to see Miles Turner sharing the basketball. Make an effort to get your teammates involved.
They get it again, and Howard with the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Siakam sets a screen for Halliburton. Siakam outside. Back to Halliburton. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And he gets it to go. Siakam's got 8 points.
Well, that is about recognition right there from Tyrese Halliburton. He recognizes the overcommitment, makes the defense pay.
Black, no good. Indiana leading by 3. Here's Halliburton. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
Halliburton with the steal. Right side Turner. Halliburton outside. Kicks it out to Siakam. Takes the 3. Rebound by the Magic. 1:44 left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Howard. It's rebounded by Nesmith. Here's Indiana. Big stretch here going 10-2. Here's Nembhard. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
And Greg, the way Orlando ended last season, that's really fueled their fire for this year.
Yeah, I mean, a tough loss to Cleveland in Game 7 of the opening round. But it's hard to win in this league without first incurring some battle scars.
Now here's Anthony. Still without a basket. Turner passes to Halliburton. Launches it. Indiana again missing.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
As comfortable as anybody from deep, you cannot leave Cole Anthony open.
Halliburton on the wing. Siakam left side. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Shot clock at 5. And Nembhard has it in the corner. A 3 ball. Orlando grabs the miss. Isaac's got his 4th rebound in this one. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
Cole Anthony, a guy who has just tremendous feel for the game. He's obviously been around it from the time he was very young. Just understands where the ball should be at all times. Good passer, aggressive scorer.
Wagner with a screen for Caldwell Pope. This one for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Caldwell Pope's got 6. 9 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Shepard. And it's sent back by Carter. Count that one from Toppin. Wagner left side. Over Mathurin. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic out in front. They lead by 1. And a chance to thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And so in the game for the Magic, Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in its center. And Doris, when you look at Aaron Nesmith, he is someone that has accepted readily more responsibility over time.
There's no question, Kevin, and what I love is he didn't let not playing early in his career affect his outlook. In fact, it almost added an edge and spurred him to incredible improvement. He's an excellent defensive player. He's worked hard to become a three-point shooter. It's somebody defenses must now account for from range. And love the work put in.
Up top, Wagner. Kicks it out to Banchero. That three off the mark. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Pacers. They lead by 4. Some nice passing here by Indiana. A nice shot by Nesmith.
Boy, Pascal Siakam plays at his own pace, able to find the open man.
Here's Suggs. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. From beyond the arc and then some. Caldwell Pope's got 9.
When the defense totally lost track of him, he punishes them with a three-pointer. That's a bad decision.
Suggs against Halliburton. It's Nembhard on the wing. He's got 6, 4 on the shot clock. Halliburton finds Siakam. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Banchero. It's rebounded by Nesmith. Nesmith has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Siakam. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. 10 points for him.
Well, you love the size and the length of Siakam, so he's comfortable in the painted area, does nice work there.
He's clobbered, and he'll get 3 shots at the line. It goes on Tyrese Halliburton from Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024. Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Toppin, he's jacked in for Miles Turner. Mathurin against Suggs. Outside Mathurin. Siakam outside. Another miss by Siakam.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Suggs in the corner and stolen by Siakam. Mathurin for 3, trains the three-pointer. Mathurin's got his second bucket.
Well, a lot of confidence to Mathurin's game. That efficiency has to get better, but he is not shy.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jalen Suggs. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Some changes for Indiana. Walker's checked in for Siakam. Shepard comes in for Aaron Nesmith. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Andrew Nembhard. Black's checked in for Orlando. No one near Shepard as he lets it go. Trains it from beyond the arc. Shepard's got the lead up to 8 now for the Pacers. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Pass to De Silva. Lets the 3 fly. The Pacers pull it in.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for the Magic.
And he knocks down the first one. And when you think back to that Sabonis-Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side.
And a wide-open look for Mathurin. Rebound by Paolo Banchero. 1:10 left in the third. And finished off by Banchero.
Oh, big-time dunk by Banchero. I like seeing the aggressive side of this young man.
Toppin, good.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Now Shepard. Left side, Mathurin. Pass to Toppin. Here's Shepard. They grab their own miss. Back to Toppin. McConnell with it. Clock at 6. That's a 2 for Mathurin. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Pass to Black. Bancaro with the screen. From the arc. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Yeah, that is a timely three-pointer there. They had to keep...
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Pacers lead by 4. Live from Cambridge Fieldhouse, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. We'll be topping out there with Benedict Mathurin. Then there's Tyrese Halliburton. And it's T.J. McConnell. And it's Walker in at the 5, patrolling the pace. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
McConnell in the corner. Outside, Walker. Mathurin for 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. Bancaro with the ball. Mathurin picks him up. Bancaro kicks to Carter. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And that one's good. Wagner.
What a great score. Franz Wagner gets it off quickly. So little time to react.
Indiana leading by 4. Mathurin passes to Halliburton. Mathurin with a screen on Caldwell Pope. Back to Mathurin. Halliburton on the wing. No good on the triple. Halliburton's gone 2 of 5 from the floor. Joseph down low. Defended by Mathurin. Caldwell Pope dishes to Bancaro. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his 5th foul. Some changes for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Walker. Pascal Siakam comes in for Toppin. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And the Magic making a change here as well. Suggs is checked in. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Bancaro. Pacers with the rebound. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Suggs against Halliburton. Out to Turner. There's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got 4 assists in the game. Wagner outside. Back to Suggs. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Pass to Mathurin. Halliburton in the corner. Kicks it out to Siakam. Back to Mathurin. From downtown. It's good from long range. And now a 10-point Pacer lead.
Never question a shot if you're Benedict Mathurin. Makes him pay from deep.
A 3. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Nembhard. A 3-pointer off the mark. And Bancaro. Here we go. Wagner kicks to Carter. On its way from Caldwell Pope for 2. Good. Nothing but net.
Solid elevation there. A consistent point of release, and KCP with excellent shot mechanics.
There's the drive. Outside Mathurin. And Nembhard has it in the corner. Good on the triple. And the Pacers lead by 11.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection. Swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Smith is checked in for Indiana. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Suggs passes to Wagner. Caldwell Pope with it. Banchero is screened for Caldwell Pope. Inside, kicks it out to Wagner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Magic need to get a shot off here. No coverage that time.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And now the fast break. Banchero with the ball. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Pacers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Mathurin for 3. Halliburton against Suggs. Shot clock at 6. Siakam kicks to Halliburton. Misses the 3. And it's Orlando's ball. There's Wagner with the 3. It counts. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Don't you love that a young player like Franz Wagner so willing to deliver in the clutch? Wow.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Over in the corner, Mathurin lets it go with the 3. That ball, nice speed that time from Turner. And the Pacers lead by 8.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Fires from deep. And Indiana, another 3. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but
A look at the 76ers starting group. Kelly Oubre out there with George. Then it's Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Grimes in at the 2. And for the Pacers, Nesmith and Siakam are the forwards. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. And it's Turner in at the 5, roaming the paint. On defense, the Pacers. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
And Philadelphia has possession. George outside. Embiid from outside. Pacers with a rebound. Here's Freeman. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. 4-point game. Sinks it from distance.
With the speed at which Maxey plays, that pull-up is almost impossible to deal with.
Halliburton on the attack.
This guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
Here's Freeman. He's got 6. It's George on the wing, defended by Halliburton. Lets the 3 fly. Siakam pulls down the board.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Freeman misses the layup. For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 of 5 to start things off. George feels it out a bit from deep 3-point range. That doesn't go either for George. The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Here's Freeman. The rebound by Maxey. Philadelphia has gone 1 for 5 from 3-point range. A cold start. And you watch Tyrese Maxey, Clark. He's so good at creating offense.
Yeah, he can get that thing rack to rack and downhill in a heartbeat, BA. In the break and in the pick and roll, he puts tons of pressure on the defense because he's so quick. And he knows how to use angles, too. And he can shoot it from deep, so he's got the full package. And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
George with the bucket.
It's a big part of George's game, the three-point shot, and for good reason. I mean, he's a sniper out there.
Halliburton outside. Siakam with a screen on Maxey. Back to Siakam. Shot clock at 5. Halliburton finds Siakam. Pulls it. And Halliburton with the basket. And the assist from Siakam.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
For 3, George. Indiana with a rebound.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Hey, hangs it midair and converts the double clutch layup. Freeman's got 8.
The defense tightens up, so he adjusts. Nice play.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning a title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning." That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night.
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Love the confidence from Joel. He gets the ball and knows exactly what he's going to do with it before he gets it.
Oh, they get a hand on it. Pass to Freeman. Nimhard outside. Here's Halliburton. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
George, a screen on Siakam. Oubre passes to George. Here's Grimes. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
George with a fantastic look. Excellent job creating an easy opportunity for his teammate.
Here's Freeman. Give him 8 points now. From outside, off the mark. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first.
76ers foul.
Some changes for Philadelphia.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
And here are the Pacers now. Halliburton, the pass to Siakam. He drops it from range.
And just so accurate off the pass. I mean, I love whenever Siakam decides to go right up with it like that.
This one for 3. McCain's shot is off. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Indiana ahead. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
And, you know, in no time at all, they've also started finding points inside, already taking apart that interior defense.
Toppin at the 4 and Turner at the 5. Shepard is out there with T.J. McConnell, and it's Matherin in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers.
good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
McConnell passes to Turner. Three-pointer, no good. Philadelphia's gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. That gives them the lead. Maxi's got 6.
Well, the corner three, no challenge for Maxey. I mean, the dude can straight up shoot from deep.
Yabusele off the mark there with a 3. Pacers trail by 3. Pass to Shepherd. It's stolen by Maxey. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Yabusele. Turner covers. Nails it from beyond the arc. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
Something else that stands out is how they've gotten out in transition. Their speed has kept the defense on their heels.
Pass to McCain. Beyond the arc. The Pacers pull it in. Toppin finds Mathurin. There's a screen by Toppin. And it's Mathurin missing.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Here's Bona. Off target with the 3. Indiana has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. And here's Shepherd for 3. The rebound by Yabusele. Now Philadelphia with it. They've picked up 11 straight. Maxey with it. And it's McConnell picking him up. Pass to McCain. Jacks up with 3. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
And Indiana misses again. Philadelphia leading by 9. For 3, Maxey. Kept alive. Here's McCain. The Pacers making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Oubre, he's checked in for the Sixers. Grimes comes in for Edwards. And here's Oubre from the arc. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. And here's Mathurin. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. From downtown. Rebound by Philadelphia. Corner's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Grimes. Launches it. Hits the three-pointer. Grimes has got 6.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the 3 in transition.
So Indiana going with an almost entire new group here. Siakam, he's checked in for Turner. Neesmith comes in for Mathurin. Nembhard, he's checked in for Shepherd. And Tyrese Halliburton subbed in for McConnell. George for 3. Indiana with a rebound.
Even with every shot playing in off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these 3. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
The Sixers lead by 12.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time.
Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant, but even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle prodded them to at least get to average on the defensive end. And there's no question they have the tools to do it.
Clark, we hear a lot of talk about Halliburton's supreme court vision. Just how good is it?
I think it's phenomenal, B.A. To be the facilitator that he is, you've got to have an understanding of what you're trying to run, but also a feel for how to get people shots and to adjust on the fly to what the defense is providing. And it's feel as much as it is skill, feeling where defenders are, feeling where your teammates are or might be. And that is a gift. And he's honed that in a way that's made him one of the top dime droppers in the league.
Grimes, the pass to Embiid. Boy, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. He's got 5.
Embiid's mid-range touch is really improving. It's noticeable.
Pass to Siakam. Takes the 3. Here's Nembhard. And Indiana misses again. Philadelphia leading by 16. George with it. Halliburton picks him up. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. George outside. Outside Oubre. 5 to shoot. George left side. Shoots over Siakam. And so it's Philadelphia in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter. After a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. It's stolen by Maxey. Taking a look at Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's George. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's Grimes in at the shooting guard position. Maxey finds Embiid.
Well, you look at Turner's body. He's got a wily, muscular frame that he makes good use of. I mean, his defense and the way he contests shots is remarkable.
Lets it fly. The shot by Nembhard, no good.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
George for 3. And another miss by Philadelphia.
Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Joel Embiid is setting records with his scoring, but he said, when I get stuck into just being a scorer, that's not the best version of me. I like sharing the ball. As you've seen the last couple of years, the teams that have won, they move the ball. Nothing is static. So that's how we should play. Pretty simple, Brian.
Yeah, great understanding, right? Thanks, Allie.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Neesmith. Halliburton on the drive. And the dunk by Halliburton.
And this is how you carve up a defense. Halliburton slicing to the rack with real force.
Right side Oubre. The 3 is up. Knocks down the triple. And the 76ers lead by 14.
The defense takes a chance, leaves him open at the arc, and he capitalizes.
Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Outside Maxey. Pass to Grimes. 6 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Mathurin with a rebound.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Now here's Siakam. Mathurin with the ball. For 3. Siakam, no good. Halliburton against Maxey. Pass to Grimes. Back to Maxey. For 3, George. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 4th rebound in this one. Mathurin against Maxey. Here's Siakam. And Embiid with the block.
Embiid stiff-arming that shot with authority. No mercy.
And here's Oubre from the arc. Counted from distance. Oubre's got 7 points.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Three-pointer Matherin. Pure from three-point range.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Pass to Embiid. Over Turner. Embiid misses. Pacers trail by 11. Nembhard outside. Fires for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 5 rebounds in the game. And you think about the value Andrew Nembhard provides. Clark, he really excels at running the offense.
He's the quintessential point guard, BA. Has a great feel for setting up his teammates for what they're trying to get done. Plays with tremendous pace and great confidence. Typically doesn't over-dribble and is unafraid of any moment.
Nembhard, good. Nembhard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Man, we talk about Siakam's versatility. Well, there it is. Nice pass.
Screen by Embiid. Launches a 3. Siakam pulls down the board. Siakam's got his 6th rebound on the night. Halliburton pass to Matherin. From behind the arc. Down it goes. And a great assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got his 5th assist in this one.
Not considered a three-point shooter, but Matherin will knock it down if you leave him open.
Grimes, the pass to Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
A new lineup here for Indiana. Connects from downtown. Philadelphia leading by 3. Drummond inside. Walker covering. In transition, here come the Pacers. Pass to Shepard. Outside Nesmith. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And we've just finished the 3rd quarter. What a tight... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. We'll be topping out there with Walker. Then it's Shepard. Then it's Aaron Nesmith. And it's McConnell in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And Andre Drummond is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Matherin's checked in for Indiana.
Substitution on the court.
Pacers trail by 3. Now here's Walker. Pass to Nesmith. Can't tie it up. That one misses.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's McCain. He's covered by Matherin. And here's Butler. Out to Oubre. 4 on the clock. 3-pointer. On target from range. Oubre's got 9 points here in the 2nd half.
In order to create effective spacing, you need enough guys on the floor that can hit from downtown.
McConnell from outside. Rebound by Philadelphia. Thorna's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Gabaselli. Offensive rebound. From outside the arc. Drops in the 3. And the 76ers lead by 9.
Intelligent ball movement. The offense looking one step ahead there.
The 3, Matherin nails it from 3.
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
Walker's shot is off. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
And I also have to praise them for their three-point shooting. They're showing a lot of confidence, letting them fly from deep.
That's tipped. It's stolen by Halliburton. Plenty of space. And Indiana misses again. Philadelphia leading by 10. The kick out to Maxey. Halliburton with the steal. Here we go.
A clean pass that time from Halliburton to a wide-open teammate. Just smart ball movement there.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. And the foul called on Paul George. That's foul number 2 for him.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And the dunk by Halliburton.
How about Halliburton? This fella going right to the rim, sneak dunking on that attack. Impressive.
Pass to Nembhard. Turner, a screen on George. Nembhard left side. Back to Turner. Oubre with a steal. And the call will be against Benedict Mathurin. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
1:44 left in the fourth. George outside. Shoots over Mathurin.
Love to see Mathurin upping the intensity on D, getting right up on his man and really bothering his shot.
Takes it inside, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
This is what the team likes about Mathurin. He's calm and cool when they need him to step up.
The ball's knocked loose. Now the Pacers on the move. And then Siakam with the jam.
This is why this team turns to Siakam in big moments. They trust him to come through.
You like Embiid's confidence and willingness to step up in the big moment.
And Embiid gets the double team. Maxey on the wing. George outside. Pass to Embiid. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside, here's Siakam. Count it!
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Here's George. Oh, and the dunk by George!
Well, Paul George has been sensational.
And the foul called on Paul George. That's his third foul so far. 35 seconds left in the fourth. Siakam for 3. And he sinks it. Brings him within 1.
He wants the ball, has a flair for the dramatic, unfazed in big situations.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the 76ers.
Oh my! I mean, just went hard on that one, B.A.
Hey, you know that George is going to take the shot when the game is up for grabs. I mean, that's who he is, and that's what's expected of him. He's an exceptional decision maker in these situations, which makes it even more obvious.
Ooh, he knocks down the clutch free throw.
Excellent composure at the line there to tie things up and give them a shot at overtime.
Here's Maxey. Count it!
Tyrese Maxey with a big-time play down the stretch.
Here's Halliburton. Oh, no good! And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible. Hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And he hits both free throws here. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Put a bow on this one. His composure at the line effectively ends it.
So it's the 76ers taking the W in a close one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road. Allie, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie. depth chart, Coach. How important is that in assembling a contender?
Well, look, it's even more important, Brian, in the regular season than it is in the playoffs. To get through a long NBA season and get yourself in good playoff position, you're going to need a lot of guys. 12, 13 guys at different points of the year are going to have to be ready to make contributions. Now, obviously, the team with the better starting five will have the edge, but depth can be a big factor even in the playoffs.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's George. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's Grimes in a two-guard. George against Banchero. Shot clock at 5. George passes to Embiid. And stolen by Banchero. Rips down the breakaway slam.
The long arms making the difference there. Banchero poking it away, leading to a score.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Right side Maxey. Screen by Embiid. Can they get it? And Maxey, the bucket, on the assist by George.
You kind of saw this coming. Maxey had to at least try to one-up them.
And the foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Caldwell Pope for 3. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Maxey passes to George. Oubre a screen on Wagner. 6 on the shot clock. Oubre finds George. Fires the 3. Orlando with a rebound. It's a 5-point game. Wagner for 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And he did that so well in college. Suggs sharing it well in the league, too.
Maxey passes to George. Now here's Oubre. Fires from deep. He buries it from 3.
Hey, good to get him going right away. I mean, those are the shots that really boost confidence.
Yeah, it's always nice to see him drop in a triple early in the game. That'll set him up for success the rest of the way.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Paolo Banchero grew up in Seattle playing pros every summer, and that gave him a huge leg up in the NBA. He said, quote, "They'd always tell me it's not as hard as you think. You just have to be focused and locked in." That's what led to me having that demeanor. Brian?
The 2023 Rookie of the Year, Allie. He hit the ground running. Coach, you look at someone like Jalen Suggs. Man, has he improved his shot.
Yeah, Brian, I think you've always loved the effort that he brings at the defensive end of the floor. But now he's a much more efficient shooter, much more decisive, and really understands his role.
Here's Banchero. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. Bataze's checked in for Orlando. Black comes in for Caldwell Pope. Here's Yabusele. Pass to McCain. Here's Yabusele. Edwards looking it over. Unloads. Philadelphia with another miss. And so it's Banchero who brings it up for the Magic. 9-point game. And here's Suggs. And once again, off the mark by Orlando. Pass to Butler. Out to the right wing. Here's McCain. Knocks it down from distance.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Banchero with a screen on Edwards. On the wing, Suggs. Bataze with a screen. Lets the 3 fly. And another miss by Orlando. 76ers trail by 6. Drummond. It's rebounded by Wagner.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Sinks the tray. Wagner's got 8.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Pass to Edwards. Here's Yabusele. Lets it go from deep. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
3.
Knocked away. And so it looks like it'll be Orlando's ball still.
I love it. Nice activity defensively. Getting in there to disrupt the pass.
Now off the inbound. It's been all about Franz Wagner for the Magic. 8 points in the quarter, showing how... And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Orlando?
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
Yeah, on top of that, they've been resourceful defensively, generating scoring opportunities by forcing turnovers.
The tandem at 1 and 2, Black and Harris. Mo Wagner is out there with Jonathan Isaac, and it's De Silva in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando.
He's got to be mad at himself. Won't get a better look than that.
Pass to Maxey. From downtown, Orlando with a rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Black. Maxey covering. Fires the 3. Fires it in the triple. Black's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Defensively, got to close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
Orlando leading by 9. Here's De Silva. Isaac, the pass to Harris. For 3. And it's Bona with a rebound. Philadelphia has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Wagner with a steal. Isaac with it. Guarded now by Maxey. Harris outside. Tries the spin move. Howard's checked in for Orlando. Cole Anthony comes in for Harris.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Black. Knocks it loose. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. Embiid, a screen on Anthony. Pass to Embiid. Launches it. Philadelphia with another miss. Orlando has gotten 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. Offensive rebound. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Left side, Oubre. George passes to Grimes. It's George on the wing. The kick out to Maxey. From deep three-point land. Outside Oubre. This one for 3. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 3 assists in the game.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
Black, no good. 76ers trail by 6. Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players could learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Embiid passes to George. There's the triple, and the three-pointer goes. George has got 6 points.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
And Maxey's got the ball here for the 76ers. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Magic leading by 3. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, the Sixers' 2 stars make a great pairing. Maxey said of Embiid, since I was a rookie, he's had the ultimate faith and believed in me. And Embiid said of Maxey, he's something else. Always smiling with the same energy. Good games, bad games, always the same. People like that set the tone for everybody else. Brian?
That's a good call, Allie. Thank you. Embiid finds Oubre. He nails it, and we're tied. Oubre's got 6 in the quarter. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for Philadelphia?
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And not only that, you like how they're turning defense into offense, forcing turnovers and capitalizing.
That puts them in the lead. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Yeah, getting aggressive in the paint. Look at Joel putting his size to work.
Three-pointer, Anthony. And once again, off the mark by Orlando. Now Philadelphia with it. They picked up 11 straight. It's stolen by Isaac. He goes up, and Anthony slams it in.
And the length of Isaac is just ridiculous. I mean, he uses it well to come away with steals like that.
For 3, Maxey. Just off on that shot. Just 1 for 7 in the game. Howard with the ball. Guarded now by George. And foul called on Paul George. That's foul number 2 for him. So Orlando ends up going with a new group. There's 38 seconds left in the first half. And it's Wagner off the drive. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Count it. All 3 of his attempts have gone in.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Wagner. Oh, powered down with both hands.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Magic. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First one falls.
And what I like about Suggs is that he does many things well, and that's because he plays with so much confidence.
Suggs hits them both.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
And the Magic pushing it up now. Now Wagner over Edwards, and it's good.
The officials will have 2 minutes to review.
Hold up. We're not going to halftime just yet. The officials signaling that they are going to take a look at this replay.
Yeah, the replay makes it obvious. I mean, he got that shot.
Okay, Ali, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter. And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. When you look at Franz Wagner, what a contribution.
I like how they controlled the tempo and played to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Paul George, Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Tyrese Maxey, and it's Grimes in at the 2. Magic leading by 9. Suggs with it. Guarded now by Maxey. Fast break, Philadelphia. Here's Grimes. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Grimes has got his first 3 points of the game. Ben Carroll the screen. Caldwell Pope. The pass to Ben Carroll. Shot from 16. And that one comes up a bit short.
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Maxey passes to Grimes. Launches a 3. And the 76ers another 3. And Stan, they always say for a player, confidence is such a big part of it. How can a coach instill that in a player?
Well, as your coach, I think your job is to create a system that the players believe in and they believe they can have success in. The rest of it has to come from inside of the players. They have to believe in themselves.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
The three is up. And Carroll missing again. 76ers trail by 6. It's George on the wing from behind the arc. And it's Orlando with the rebound. And Carroll's got 4 rebounds now. Suggs outside. And Carroll with a screen on Maxey. Suggs, the pass to Caldwell-Pope. Shot clock at 6. The Magic need to put one up here. Here's Suggs. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Magic lead by 8.
I mean, the second effort from Carter Jr., real nice motor on this guy.
George passes to Maxey. Here's Grimes. Fires for 3. Drills it from deep. Grimes has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Outside, Caldwell-Pope. Fires the 3. Knocks down the long J.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Wagner against George. Maxey passes to Embiid. Back to Maxey. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And just so good at playing at high speed. Maxey gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Suggs against Maxey. Outside Carter, back to Suggs. Wagner on the wing. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. 2 teammates not on the same wavelength there.
76ers trail by 3. Stripped it away. And they're pushing it up. Pass to Ben Carroll. Back to Joseph. Harris on the wing. Here's Howard. They get it back. And here's Harris. Now here's Howard. Just 5 to shoot. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And the Magic lead by 5. Maxey on the wing. From deep. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Maxey's got 11 points in the quarter.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Pass to Oubre. Here's Bona. He's checked by Carter. The kick out to Maxey. And the 76ers another 3.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Here's Joseph. Goes up again. Tipped away. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Magic out. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. We've got Gary Harris. Goga Bitadze is out there with Banchero. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Howard in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Edwards, the pass to Butler, and there's the screen to take the lead. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Bitadze. Harris right side. There's Howard with the 3. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Fast break, Philadelphia. Here's McCain. Good, and Butler gets the assist. And the 76ers lead by 1.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Joseph passes to Batadze. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Howard. Let's go with a 3. Drummond grabs the miss. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. And here's Butler outside. It's rebounded by Banchero. And so Banchero will bring it up for Orlando. The 3. Banchero brushes off the contact and sinks the shot.
Yeah, that play shows Banchero's strength and his determination.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Drummond. How about Paolo Banchero, coach? What a special talent. The first overall pick back in 2022, and then the Rookie of the Year.
Well, Brian, he's not just a scorer. He's a 6'10" playmaker, and getting that out of someone who plays on the front line and can also play as a small ball 5, Banchero's versatility makes him very valuable.
McCain's shot is off. Magic leading by 3. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th now. Now, here's Howard. Here's Joseph. Offensive rebound. The 3 is up. Marked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. Orlando making some changes. Franz Wagner checked in for Howard. Caldwell Pope comes in for Harris. And Black subbed in for Joseph. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Paul George, he's checked in for Edwards. George outside. Outside Butler. Puts up a deep 3. Philadelphia with another miss. Orlando leading. The 3 from Banchero. Ooh, Banchero with the touch from deep.
Shooting off the catch or creating off the bounce, Banchero does both equally well.
Embiid passes to Butler. Drives to the hoop, to the wing, right side. Pass to George. Outside Butler. To the paint to stop the run. And Embiid throws it down.
One thing you can say about Embiid, he never shrinks from the moment.
Banchero the screen. Here's Black. Kicks it out to Wagner. Here's the 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game. George finds Butler. Back to George. Pass to McCain. From the arc. And the 76ers get it back. And here's Butler outside. The shot that time not on target.
Well, I've been here before. You're looking to get back in the game, but desperation threes are not the way to do it.
His three-point mechanics have been flawless. Get him a clean look from deep, and he'll bury it. Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Back to Wagner. Pass to Black. Clock at 6. Here's Banchero. It's rebounded by George.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And here's Butler outside. It's hauled in by Black. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Carroll passes to Batadze. Wagner outside. Three-pointer off the mark. Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
And things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
George passes to Butler. George, a screen on Wagner. Here's the Kane. The three. Off target. And so Orlando takes the win. This one was in the balance right until the final.
And they'll have some minutes to make up for it with an injury in their roster.
Missing a valued contributor, that can be a challenge. We'll see how they answer the bell.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nemhard to his side. The forward spots with Neesmith and Siakam. And it's Turner in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Magic, underneath in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. And it's Suggs in at the point guard position. Here's Indiana. Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. And there are a lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion. An incredible journey.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. Shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Pass to Neesmith. Off target from outside. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That is his first foul of the game. Halliburton against Suggs. Here's Banchero.
Well, there's tremendous defensive versatility with Pascal Siakam. He's got reach, he's got length, he's got timing, and he's got quickness.
Suggs with the steal. It's up a three. Drills the three-pointer.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Halliburton against Suggs. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Nemhard. He's guarded by Caldwell-Pope. Left side, Turner. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Here's Suggs. Kicks it out to Banchero. Magic moving the ball around. Three-pointer. The Pacers pull it in. Suggs with the steal. There's the lob to Banchero. Turner with the steal. Indiana again turning it over.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Jamal Mosley. David.
Now, we spoke about the problems that Pascal Siakam brings to the table, and he told me Pascal is so good with room to operate, you need to find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks.
I'll tell you, for a big man with his length, Miles Turner shoots it well from deep. This guy outstanding at spacing the floor.
On the Pacers' doors last season, trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot-making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Wendell Carter, and Blacks subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Here's Toppin. Paolo Banchero making his last shot. Shot clock at 5. Neesmith, the pass to Toppin. Mathurin for 3. Orlando grabs the miss. 1:16 left here in the opening quarter. Knocked loose. Suggs with the steal. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Pacers leading by 4. That's a 2 for Mathurin. Black grabs the board. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A shot, no good. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%.
And this is one of the things that makes Mathurin so exciting to watch, that ability to finish on alley-oops.
Stolen by Walker. And here comes the break. Shepard, the pass to McConnell. Stolen. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. Indiana shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Orlando making some changes. Mo Wagner comes in for Goga Bitadze. And Anthony subbed in for Black. The Magic trail by 7. Anthony on the wing. Uncovered. Back to Wagner. Here's De Silva. The Magic again can't hit. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pacers lead by 7. The second quarter coming up right after this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. Look out. And that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Greg, every year, injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
Outside Turner. Rebounded by Isaac. The Magic trail by 4. Wagner from long range. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Well, Mo Wagner, a legit threat from deep. This guy's so good at pulling the trigger when you give him an opportunity.
A step-back shot here. Halliburton, no good.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. Tyrese Halliburton is a person who's in control. He says, I want to win, so I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do that. Right now, it's get the ball in my hands and just make the right reads. I can facilitate probably better than the majority of people in the league. So that's what I want to do. I want to get my guys involved. Kevin?
He does, doesn't he, David? Every single time. And, David, we thank you for that report. Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Wagner. Paolo Banchero comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Hans Wagner's checked in for Howard. And it's Suggs in for Black. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Nembhard. Turner for 3. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Oh, Turner in position. On the wing, Mathurin. He's defended by Wagner. And it's Mathurin missing. And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He is so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Orlando. Aaron Nesmith has checked in for the Pacers. T.J. McConnell comes in for Halliburton. Shots good by Siakam.
This is a guy with size and range. You cannot let Pascal Siakam get those kinds of looks from deep.
Caldwell-Pope with it. Mathurin picks him up. It's stolen by Mathurin. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Siakam finds Neesmith.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one,
A
Kevin.
little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Here's Bitadze. Once again off the mark, Orlando. And Mathurin has got the ball here for the Pacers. It's a 5-point game. Nailed from three-point land. Mathurin's got 7 points.
Boy, a lot of confidence to Mathurin's game. That efficiency has to get better, but he is not shy.
Got that one up quick.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Pass to McConnell. Indiana moving the ball around. Outside Mathurin. 5 to shoot. From outside the arc. Missing that scoring opportunity. Having a bad 3-for-9 shooting night. Tips it up. And Wagner able to finish. Now it's just a 3-point Pacer lead. The Pacers shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Caldwell Pope against Mathurin. 44 seconds left in the first half. Sinks the three-pointer.
Never question a shot if you're Benedict Mathurin. Makes him pay from deep.
Caldwell Pope passes to Bitadze. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Nothing on the board. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Indiana.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
Yet another three. Once we hit the second quarter, it just seems as if those threes just started to fall like raindrops.
Siakam for three. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Indiana in control with the 9-point lead. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Nice game. Great performance by Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the center position. It's just out there for Orlando.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when the legal screen is set.
That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Caldwell Pope.
An effortless range. KCP doesn't always hit for a high percentage, but when he does hit, he makes it look good.
Halliburton against Suggs. Here's Neesmith. Pass to Nembhard. Siakam, a screen on Caldwell Pope. Nembhard, the pass to Siakam. The tray, and the three ball is good. Siakam's got 6 points.
And that's not an easy shot for a big. Siakam showing his comfort level from anywhere.
Halliburton with it. Defended now by Wagner. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And Suggs throws it down.
A perfect pass, better execution at the cup from Jalen Suggs. You call that an alley-oop, folks.
Halliburton up top. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Halliburton passes to Neesmith. Back to Halliburton. and he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Magic trail by 7. GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Obi Toppin's checked in for Indiana.
That's a big-time finish by Franz Wagner. Might be young, but he is undeterred.
Halliburton right side. Kicks it out to Siakam. Pass to Neesmith. Knocks down the 3 ball. 11 points in the game.
Boy, Pascal Siakam, much improved as a playmaker. He can score it or create shots for others.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Halliburton, no good.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Orlando making some changes. Mo Wagner's checked in for Carter. Gary Harris comes in for Caldwell Pope. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Franz Wagner. Then for the Pacers, Jarris Walker. He's checked in for Siakam. Shepard comes in for Neesmith. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. Back to McConnell. Over in the corner, Shepard. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mathurin's checked in. Wagner as screen on Toppin. De Silva out to Harris. Pass to Black. Walker with the rebound.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Indiana again turning it over.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
The Magic trail by 5. The 3 from Joseph. The shot, no good. Indiana's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And Orlando making a change here. Isaac's checked in. 1:21 left to play in the third. Mathurin with the ball. Working on Black. Walker a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Mathurin for 3. Orlando grabs the miss. Isaac's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Mathurin. .46 seconds left in the third. Now Shepard. Walker in the corner. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Wagner. And now Isaac running the floor all by himself. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Boy, at his size, Jonathan Isaac moves so well. The long strides in transition, wow.
Outside Mathurin. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Walker. Indiana moving it around. Shot clock at 6. And it's Shepard missing. Isaac kicks to Wagner. Back to Isaac. Here's Black. And that one released in time, but no good. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for Indiana, Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Halliburton in the backcourt, Nembhard to his side. And it's Neesmith in at the 3 spot. Halliburton for 3. Traps in the tray. And the Pacers lead by 6. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
Pacers leading by 6. Pass to Nembhard. Outside Turner. Halliburton on the wing. Siakam finds Halliburton. Fires the 3. That doesn't go either for Halliburton. Here's Suggs. Hands it from downtown.
Boy, if Suggs is knocking this shot down consistently, the spacing will open up.
And Halliburton's got the ball here for the Pacers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. On the wing, Turner. Turner with a screen for Halliburton. Siakam outside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Jalen Suggs.
I think the value of Pascal Siakam is the skill set on both ends of the floor. He can play multiple positions either end, and he can lift his team in any number of ways.
And the Magic making a change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. Here's Carter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, you see when a big man commits to his shot. Wendell Carter Jr., tremendous job drawing contact.
And the second free throw, good.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
Halliburton against Suggs. Pass to Nembhard. Out left to the wing. Takes the 3. Drills it from outside. Nembhard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
Boy, Suggs gets up off his feet in a hurry, finishes that drive with authority.
Suggs with the steal. There's Wagner with the 3. It's rebounded by Neesmith. Pacers leading by 5. Halliburton on the wing. Pass to Neesmith. Fires for 3. And Indiana, another 3.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
Here's Neesmith. That ball, nice feed that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got 3 assists now in this one. There's Wagner with the 3.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
Neesmith, the pass to Turner. Halliburton with it. Picked up by Suggs. Halliburton in the corner. Pass to Nembhard. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Neesmith. We've got 1:28 left to play in the final quarter. Connects from 3-point range.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the 3-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
I love that Wendell Carter Jr. plays within himself. Take high percentage shots, get as many rebounds as you can.
Here's Neesmith. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Magic trail by 8. Wagner with it. Halliburton picks him up. And that one's good. Wagner.
Don't you love that a young player like Franz Wagner so willing to deliver in the clutch? Wow.
Takes it out to Siakam. Got a piece of it. Some nice passing here by Indiana. deciding where to go with it. On the wing, Turner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. On offense, here are the Magic. Back to Suggs. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Siakam.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Pass to Suggs. Banchero against Siakam. And it's Banchero missing. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Carter kicks to Banchero. They get the rebound. Goes back up. Good.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Got a piece of it. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
popcorn for this face-off at the center position tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill. Who has more tools in their toolkit? I mean, we're about to find out.
A look at Indiana's starting group. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. And it's Nesmith in at the 3. Embiid from outside. Buries it from 3.
And, you know, if you're the defense, you live with that from Embiid. He has range, but that was an absolute bomb he just dropped off.
Here's Nembhard. Down it goes, and a great assist by Halliburton.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And the basket by Embiid.
Once he gets that low, there's nothing you can do about it. Embiid is a major handful inside.
And here's Siakam for 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
And the foul called on Paul George. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
There's the steal.
You know, the pump fake is a good move unless you don't protect the ball. If you expose it and the defense is ready for it, it's right for a steal.
Embiid misses. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Indiana shooting their first foul shot of the game. Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after, what was it called? The process that took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good times for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago.
Here's Grimes. Embiid, high post. Puts up the 8-footer. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Embiid is unstoppable, just too strong for the defense, no matter what they throw at him.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And I just love playing on teams like this, passing teams. You can tell they really like playing with each other, and hopefully they keep this up.
Here's McCain, defended by Halliburton. Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
You know, with his size and offensive versatility, the defense really has its hands full with Embiid.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
On defense, the Sixers. Halliburton misses. Embiid inside. He's guarded by Nembhard.
And the coaching staff, they love this. I mean, Siakam, he's engaged, aggressive, just getting after it on the defensive end. And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Nembhard, the pass to Nesmith. Gets the 3 to fall. Nesmith's got 7 points.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Maxey against Halliburton. Oh, stolen by Turner. Oh, and the fast break for the Pacers.
76ers foul.
And Indiana with some changes. Toppin comes in for Turner, and Benedict Mathurin subbed in for Nesmith.
Substitution on the court.
Halliburton against Maxey. Outside Mathurin. There's the 3. The rebound by Yabusele. Philadelphia leading by 3. Oubre passes to Grimes. Oh, they get a hand on it. Mathurin with a steal. Throws it up high. And a slam dunk by Toppin.
Sweet dime that time from Halliburton. This combo guard has really impressive floor awareness, folks.
Grimes' shot is off. Indiana's gone 4 of 8 from outside in this first quarter. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Now, no, it just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Well, Clark, talking about Benedict Mathurin, he's another great young Canadian player.
Yeah, they've got a ton of them coming from north of the border, PA. I mean, Mathurin, you got R.J. Barrett, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, at this point, you could probably fill a couple of rosters with high-level players that come from Canada.
Sends it home from three-point land.
When Mathurin's creating for his teammates, his offensive impact goes way up.
Looking to end the run. Oh, nice D from Walker. Pacers leading by 4. Over to the wing. From the corner. And it's Shepherd missing.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that.
It's deflected. Outside Walker. Oh, they pick off the pass. Here's Embiid. And there's the foul. It's on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating them to the spot. Well done.
Three-pointer Mathurin. Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Indiana ahead, leading by 4. And the... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
On the court for the Pacers, second quarter underway. Mathurin at the 2 with Nesmith at the 3. Obi Toppin out there with Walker, and it's McConnell in at the point guard position. Nesmith passes to McConnell. And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul, and Indiana with some changes. Siakam, he's checked in for Walker. Nembhard comes in for Mathurin, and Tyrese Halliburton subbed in for McConnell. Back to Nesmith, releases, and he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron. Nesmith's got 9.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Outside Oubre. 4-3. Hits the trifecta.
Always able to see the complete floor. Maxey, great vision.
Pass to Halliburton. Nembhard outside. Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
And, you know, even though he's not a lights-out shooter from deep, the defense still has to be more aggressive there.
Oh, got a piece of it. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, their hands resulting in plenty of steals in the early going, keeping the opposition there off balance.
Well, how about the transition game, too? I mean, that's been another key for them, moving the ball quickly up the floor. Let's see if they can keep that up.
Pass to Bona. And he goes in for the dunk.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Outside for Halliburton. Here's Toppin. Another one falls for Indiana. Well, it's certainly been a roller coaster ride.
You do me one, I'll do you one better. It feels like we have a lead change every few possessions.
Pass to Grimes. Maxey with it. Picked up by Nesmith. Here we go, one-on-one. Hey, great communication on the lob. And now a three-point Indiana lead.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
They're going up and finishing. Tremendous display of athleticism by Siakam.
And it's Bona missing. Indiana leading by 5. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
And Obi Toppin gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. It's George on the drive, and the jam by George.
Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
A big group substitution here for Indiana. Walker, he's checked in for Siakam. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. Shepard, he's checked in for Nembhard. And it's McConnell in for Tyrese Halliburton. Walker, a screen on George. Outside Walker. The 3 ball. Another 3 for Indiana.
No hesitation. Nice work by Walker, not overthinking it.
Philadelphia shooting their second and third shots at the line here.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
George hits them both. 1:03 left in the second period. Drummond on the double team. Mathurin finds Turner. McConnell outside. Outside Walker. Outside Mathurin. 6 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Beyond the arc. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
And one thing Benedict Mathurin has no shortage of is raw athleticism. Now it's just a question of him honing that physical ability to be an effective pro-level player.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Edwards is checked in. 76ers trail by 7. The ball's knocked loose. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To 3, Mathurin. And after missing his first 3 shots, he drains it. 1 for 4.
He'll mix one in here and there. Mathurin stretches the floor that way, making the defense respect his 3 ball.
Here's Drummond. Outside for Butler. 3-pointer. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist. Butler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. For 3, Mathurin. Another 3 for Indiana.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one hand.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. What else can you say? Joel Embiid, an impressive effort here today.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
We've got George. Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey, and it's Grimes in at the 2. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half.
Proving right there he's a team player who wants to get his guys involved. I like seeing George make those passes.
There's Nesmith with the 3. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
He's been a piece of the puzzle tonight, but it's a team effort. Everyone's contributing to this lead.
And there's the foul. It's on Joel Embiid. That's foul number 2 for him.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Nembhard with it. Oubre picks him up. Pass to Turner. And here's Neesmith. No good from outside. Philadelphia shooting their 4th attempt at the line tonight.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the league. I mean, he does a lot for his team offensively and defensively, which I think frees up the other guys to do their thing.
Here's Embiid. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Nembhard. Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Clark, one of the league's premier scorers. Embiid does a lot of damage in the mid-range.
I tell you, for a guy as big as he is, I just marvel at his touch, his footwork, and the fact that he scores at all 3 levels. He scores at the rim, mid-range, he's dangerous, and then the three-point shot is one that he can knock down with decent regularity. So, at his size, most would like to see him attack the rim more, but I still marvel at his versatility as a scorer.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul. First team foul. Now into the lineup for your second.
Here's Nembhard. Sinks it from distance. Nembhard's got 6.
You know, to me, this is what you love seeing from Turner, the willingness to give the ball up and get his guys going.
Indiana making a switch here. Toppin's checked in.
Sixers ball. Substitution on the court.
Siakam against Embiid. Embiid just too tall inside.
He's bringing a lot of energy to this offense, not letting the scoreboard discourage him right now.
Well, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Neesmith.
Pacers substitution.
Toppin outside. Takes a 3. Down it goes. And a great assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 7 assists in the game. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Here's Embiid. And they recover it. And the call will be against Andrew Nembhard. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. Substitution.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's George. Here's Yabusele. 5 to shoot. Here's McCain. No good from outside. He got his defender off his feet with a pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Oh, there's the alley. It's blocked. And they're able to recover. Mathurin passes to Toppin. And the foul called on Paul George. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Drummond's checked in for Philadelphia. Edwards comes in for George. Outside Walker. Pass to Toppin. On the wing, Mathurin. 5 on the clock. Tries it from the top of the key. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Here's Drummond. Soft touch off the glass. Drummond's gotten his 2nd bucket.
A true center, a throwback center. Drummond is not a guy who jacks up 3s. Andre wants to eat inside.
Mathurin finds McConnell. Back to Mathurin. 1:36 left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Shepard. And Indiana misses again. 76ers trail by 6. Edwards, the pass to Drummond. Now here's Butler. Yabusele. No good on the triple.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Mathurin passes to Toppin. Back to Mathurin. Takes the 3. Drummond grabs the miss. Philadelphia's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 3rd. And that's a foul called on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul.
Fourth team foul.
So it's Philadelphia now. 6-point game. And the basket is good. Drummond's got 6.
Showing off with the floater game. Not a shot you can swat.
For 3, Mathurin knocks down the triple.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Edwards, that's good.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Philadelphia foul.
Turner, he's checked in for Indiana.
First personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Indiana leading by 5.
Number 34.
Pass to Shepard.
Miles Turner.
Outside Walker. Back to McConnell. Here's Shepard. Outside Matherin. 6 on the shot clock. And here's McConnell. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by Butler.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating them to the spot. Well done.
It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Yeah, I love that they maintain the defensive energy even when they're behind.
76ers foul. Jerry Butler.
Indiana shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game.
5th team foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
TJ McConnell. 2 shots.
And so McConnell nails them both. 16 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Yabusele outside for Butler. Shoots over McConnell. Butler can't get it to go.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And so it's Indiana closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Great shot. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the floor for Indiana, Nembhard and Matherin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Halliburton in at the 1 spot. He does not get the second one. What a 22-23 season it was for Joel Embiid. Named MVP with the Sixers, Clark.
Yeah, and that was Philly's first MVP since the answer. Allen Iverson back in 2001. Embiid led the league in scoring at over 33 a game on 55% shooting from the floor. Remarkable. Nobody could stop him. He was virtually unguardable.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Matherin passes to Siakam, and here's Turner from the arc. It's good. And give the assist to Siakam. Turner's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Man, love how Turner reads the defense, sensing and seeing separation as the pass is coming his way. Man, calmly pulling up for the shot. Nice.
Well, the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase a championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Halliburton.
Indiana with a rebound. Tipped. Tries to save it. We've gone about a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line. So it'll be Joel Embiid shooting. They'll pin that one on Pascal Siakam. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Their offensive game plan has been simple. Look to shoot it often from outside the arc. And the results have been outstanding.
You know, another thing that stands out to me is their passing in this game. I mean, they've done a tremendous job sharing the ball and setting each other up for success.
Yep, that one's good. Embiid's got 18 points now here in the second half.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind the layup. Come on now. My goodness.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
The 3, Matherin. The rebound by Maxey. 76ers trail by 6. Here's Embiid, exerting himself. Embiid.
Boy, that's how you execute in transition, guys. Embiid realizing an opportunity and then jumping all over.
Nembhard, the pass to Matherin. And it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line.
That's his second personal foul.
Here's Maxey. Embiid, high post. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Embiid's got 38 points.
You like Embiid's confidence and willingness to step up in the big moment.
Matherin passes to Halliburton. Matherin, a screen on Maxey. Back to Matherin. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. That shot makes him 7 for 14. He's been good tonight.
And right now, Matherin is on a roll. This young guy continues to do whatever he wants.
Here's Embiid. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's his third personal foul.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 7. The Pacers making a switch here. Neesmith's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And those were big shots. At this point in the game, you can't afford to leave any points at the line.
Siakam finds Halliburton. Siakam the screen. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Indiana.
Halliburton, a really good knockdown shooter, which adds great value to this offense.
Pass to Embiid. And Turner with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. And so it looks like the Sixers will retain possession here. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. And there's the foul. It's on Joel Embiid. That's his third foul of the game. Indiana leading by 9. Here's Siakam. From deep. The rebound by Embiid.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Earning his money on the interior tonight. That's a nice move.
And so it's Halliburton with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. They've led by as much as 10.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
Here's Turner. Ooh, nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Pacers lead by 9.
I tell you what, Turner just has a beautiful touchdown on the block. I mean, you get the ball where he wants it, he'll deliver for you.
Siakam for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia.
And just not enough time for them to get back in this game.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Embiid. Count it! There's Neesmith with a 3. Buries it from 3.
Neesmith, 3 points.
And so the Pacers take the win. It ends up being a fairly hard alley. Good stuff there. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.
about depth, but how important is it for these teams to possess it?
Yeah, especially with the amount of injuries we see happen every season. It's so critical that teams have players that are ready to step up and produce and really allow you to not have to change the way you play.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the center. Banchero, that's good.
Oh, good to see that Banchero has options if he can't penetrate. Your game has to be multifaceted in the league.
Now here's Embiid. And the three off target.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Ball's knocked loose. It's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Oubre, no one around him. That's good, and that's Embiid with the assist.
A legitimate sniper from distance. Love seeing Oubre Jr. shoot it with such precision.
Wagner wide open. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Take that, he says. I see your three, and I'll raise you another three.
Here's Grimes. And it's Suggs with the rebound.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Carter outside. And the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the Magic. They trail by one. Here's Embiid.
And good contest right there from Banchero, using that size as a distraction on defense.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Carter. Caldwell Pope stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Caldwell Pope against Embiid. Maxey passes to Embiid. Just 5 on the clock. In the corner, it's Oubre. Buries the long-range jumper. Oubre's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Philadelphia. With the league's 65-game rule, Joel Embiid might have trouble making another All-NBA team.
Yeah, he's only reached that 65-game mark twice in his career. But he's still a lock to make the Hall of Fame, Kevin, because of how dominant he is when he plays. And look, he's already got an MVP.
And the long strides of KCP. Dangerous changing ends there, and he loves to finish in space.
George, no good. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Left side, Maxey. And it's off from three-point range. And here we go with the Magic fast break. And that one's good, Wagner.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Good on the three-point shot. George has got 6 points.
And you love the way that PG can get you a bucket on and off the ball. That versatility speaks volumes.
Banchero, that's good.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Oubre for 3. Buries it from three-point range. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, great look provided by Embiid. The big man just dropping dimes.
And there's Banchero on the assist from Suggs. This tug-of-war game continues.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
To the middle. Here's Maxey. Offensive rebound. Back to Embiid. Oubre outside. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Magic. Banchero dishes to Suggs. Jacks up a three. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Right side Maxey. Here's Oubre. And right as the buzzer sounded, he just dunked it right down. Wow!
And great move there to ensure they end the quarter on a strong note.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. 76ers ahead. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Isaac out there with Banchero. Then there's Black. Then there's Cole Anthony. And it's Vitadze in at the 5 spot. And it's Banchero missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The Magic trail by 4. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound Andre Drummond. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Corner shot. And he nails the jumper. Butler's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Out to Anthony. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by the 76ers. It's Drummond with the drive. Here's McCain. Rebounded by Isaac. Orlando's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. We have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. We have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Yeah, when the game is up for grabs like this one has been, it's all about the attention to detail.
Edwards against Banchero. From downtown. No good from Yabusele. The Magic have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Pass to McCain. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Here's Vitadze. No good on the 3. 76ers trailing. The 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Banchero. No good on the triple.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's McCain. Hits it from 3-point range. McCain's got 6 here in this quarter. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Once again off the mark, Orlando. Edwards, the bounce pass. For the 3. Rebounded by Isaac. The Magic shooting reasonably well, 45%. To the inside. On the wing, Isaac. Over in the corner, Banchero. Pass to Bitadze. Outside Anthony. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Both teams will make substitutions.
Philadelphia ball. Substitution on the court.
The 76ers lead. 51 seconds left to play in the first half. A nice shot by McCain.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Carter with a screen on Butler. Suggs, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Howard's checked in for Orlando.
First team foul.
We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Howard against Oubre. Back to Maxey. Clock at 4.
I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
The 76ers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
What I love most about Maxey is his aggressive attitude. When he's out there, he keeps his foot on the gas pedal.
There's Wagner with the three. That shot is off.
I think the defense will live with him taking mid-range jumpers, but maybe just a little bit more resistance.
And it's good, but hold on. Heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand scheme, but the...
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Kelly Oubre having a dominant impact in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
We've got Oubre. He's out there with Paul George. Joel Embiid out there with Maxey. And it's Grimes in at the 2 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. This is his first free throw of the game.
Terrific form at the line throughout last season. 89% on the year. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
For 3, Oubre. That's good, and that's Embiid with the assist. Oubre's got 14 points for the game.
When he has enough space, he's more than comfortable letting it fly from outside.
Philadelphia leading by 5. Embiid inside. He's defended by Wagner. There's the triple. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautifully.
Yeah, defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
Embiid sets the pick for Oubre. This one for 3. Orlando grabs the miss. Banchero's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. He's got 14.
And, wow, look at the quickness there from Banchero getting the shot up in a hurry.
Embiid, the pass to Grimes. No good that time.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Carter for three. Banchero against Oubre. Back to Banchero. Magic moving the ball around. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. And again, it's Orlando with the three. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Embiid. Kicks it out to Maxey. And he can't stop the run as he misses. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. The Magic shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. So both teams making some changes here. Orlando leading. Carter on the wing. Caldwell Pope outside. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Clock at 6. Wagner kicks to Howard. That 3 off the mark. Philadelphia's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's George. He has 6. Pass to McCain. And he's good on the 3 ball. McCain's got 12.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
George with the ball. Picked up by Suggs. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Jalen Suggs. The 76ers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He hits the 2nd from the line. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. To the wing right side. Takes a step back. They set the screen. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McCain's got a pair of threes now here in the 3rd for the 76ers. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team, shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin?
Wow. Love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. Wagner kicks to Carter. George against Wagner. Caldwell-Pope passes to Wagner. Shoots a fader. And McCain pulls it down.
That is not a bad decision to pull from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
The Magic trail by 4. Pass to Suggs. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Suggs has got 4 points in the quarter.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Gets it off. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we finish the 3rd quarter, it's still close. Both teams. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
And the ability to drop your jaw with the pass is something you rarely see in this league. What a talent he is.
3 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. 4th quarter on the floor for the Magic. Banchero out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Cole Anthony. Then there's Black. And it's Bitadze in at the 5. Roaming the paint. And they double up Embiid. To the paint. Here's Grimes. And he converts the layup. And the 76ers lead by 3.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Oubre outside. From the arc, it's deflected, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Embiid finds Oubre. Back to Embiid. Outside Butler. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Magic trail by 3 to tie it up. Hits the three-point bomb. Da Silva's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A pretty free look for three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Big 3 right there, especially at this point in the game.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
And I know Coach loves to see Banchero get rolling out there. He is capable of some serious production.
Here's Embiid to the left side wing. 76ers moving the ball around. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Pass to Black, launches it. He doesn't hit that one. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Embiid, and it's blocked. And now Orlando on the break. Black kicks to Banchero. Goes up the baseline. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And the more Banchero knocks down shots, the more comfortable he's going to be in the league.
Here's Embiid driving the lane. Four on the clock. In close, Embiid gets it to fall.
The guy you want to have the ball. Embiid, this man is a superstar.
Basket counts.
He better get used to these late game scenarios. Banchero getting a nice taste of it right there.
Oubre finds Butler. To the middle. Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Pass to Da Silva. Back to Anthony. Here's Black. Right wing. From about 19 feet, Da Silva, no good. 76ers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Maxey's checked in for Butler. Drills the three-pointer.
Oh, confident shot by Suggs. He just goes right up and lets it fly.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Back to Maxey. Embiid in the corner. And stolen by Wagner. Banchero inside. On its way from Caldwell Pope for 2. It drops. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Orlando.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Suggs kicks to Wagner. Banchero a screen on Oubre. Suggs offline with his 3. Knocked away. And stolen by Wagner. It's good.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Maxey, and another turnover here by Philadelphia.
Oh, I see. Picking the worst time to lose control. This is why patience is the key in big moments, people.
George is checked in for Philadelphia.
Intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
Here's Ben Carroll. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. Thank you for that, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks.